I just say, whew. We ask to live in interesting times. And we've been reminded lately that we have to be careful what we ask for, because we might get it. We ask for models of feminine leadership in this election. We better be careful what we ask for, because we might get it. We are at this remarkable moment of humanity standing at a crossroads. The old is crumbling much faster than we imagined, and the new has not yet emerged. We are definitely leaping empty-handed into the void. And women are right in the middle of it, not just here in the United States, but all over the world. We are facing huge, complex issues, and our challenge is to resist a small response. Anything that you have been thinking that you should be doing and feeling a little bit overwhelmed about to begin with, what I'd like to suggest to you today is that that's just actually a fractal of what you're actually supposed to be doing. Because each of us is supposed to save the world, working with a bunch of other women, which is okay, because we are really strong. Women are really strong. I've been reminded of that just this morning, again, that we are actually much stronger than the men that we love in our lives. And part of our challenge is to help them feel comfortable with how strong they don't feel. This business of an I and a we is a very interesting intersection point for me. Because I realize that this work that I'm supposed to be doing of saving the world really does start with me. It is intensely personal. And at the same time, it is gone beyond global. My understanding of what we face in the coming years has expanded exponentially in the last several months, with the realization that we don't just have to save this planet, but that if we were able to do that, when we are able to do that, we are going to be creating a ripple effect in the entire universe. That galactic beings, that vast godlike forces are waiting for us to create. That it is actually a universal call that we are answering, and not just a planetary call. If that wasn't overwhelming enough. I want to share something with you from a remarkable book that I've been reading in the last week. It's called The Bond Between Women, A Journey to Fierce Compassion. And the author is this charming woman on the back. Isn't she cute? Her name is China Galland, and her writing is fierce and compassionate. And she quotes here a friend of hers, Michelle Henry, saying, "The wound that needs to be healed is the wound between women. When that wound is healed, then the wound between men and women can be healed. When the wound between men and women is healed, the family will be healed. When the family is healed, the community is healed. And when the community is healed, the world will be healed." I think everybody in this room has had experiences of woundedness between women. It starts with me. It's intensely personal. It is my responsibility to gather together all the parts of myself. They've been scattered. They began to be scattered the moment I was born. I had this incredible, overwhelming need for my mother. She took care of my very survival. And if she misattuned in any way, no matter how small, I felt abandoned and betrayed and terrified. Primitive infant rage. If you've ever heard a baby screaming like that, you understand how visceral that primitive infant rage can be. I went on to live 56 years of replications of that misattunement with various people in my life, many of them women, with sisters and friends, with girlfriends, with co-workers, with colleagues. There is something profoundly complicated about the task for a woman of differentiating and establishing her own separate identity. I have 2 sons. I didn't get gifted with any daughters in this round of life. My 2 sons understood by the time that they were 2 that I was different from them because they had a penis and I didn't. They knew that innately. Their pathway to individuation, their pathway to their own unique identity was quite simple in that way. They found this breaking point, this way to break away from me that was safe and easy in some ways. For a girl, the journey of separating from her mother is a very different kind of a journey. And we face this challenge of how do I separate from my mother without renouncing the feminine within myself? And many of us later in life have to come back, we have to travel back and reclaim certain aspects of our feminine that we left behind in the task of separating from mother when we were 2 and when we were 4 and when we were 15. That was an intense one. As I gather the parts of myself, as I go back and reclaim those feminine aspects of myself that have been left behind,